there's no doubt in my mind that dating is much more difficult in the United States than the rest of the world. Like when you live in a very prosperous country with barely any wars, people begin to not need other people. And the first ones that find that liberty is women, right? They start to not depend on men. But it comes with consequences. Let's watch this. I live in Mexico, so I know that.
Women are wired for divorce. Many of them come into your life just to divorce you. Through that, most American women live on fast food, Checkers, KFC, Popeye chicken, and McDonald's. I do not.
And in any country that gets close to us, they begin to adapt their habits. They get fatter. The women start to become more sexually liberated, more OnlyFans. It's like it's the curse. It's a curse of prosperity. That's why most countries die out. Like no country ever lasts forever, and that's because I think that when the people who make the good times get destroyed by people who are born in the good time. Strong men, weak men create weak times, and strong times create weak men. And it's a cycle of almost recycling and starting all over again. And it's almost like a normal process, to be honest with you.
Want to go through having to buy food every day outside. This is one of the reasons why I would prefer to get married to an African woman, because African women, they have been trained to make food in the house.
Yep.
I know this sounds harsh.
They know how to cook. They literally train to be wives. Right? Where American women, unfortunately, they train to be independent, to not need a man. I get it for personal reasons. I understand it. But collectively, it doesn't make any sense. It makes dating so much. That's why guys are moving to other countries to date women. Not like y'all might say, is that why you're here, Father Alex? No, I'm not an ugly person. I can find women, right? I know how to create groups. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I don't struggle. But I do notice a difference. I'll tell you this. People nowadays, though, I'm seeing a difference now. I'm definitely seeing a shift. Okay, I'm definitely seeing a shift.
But I know women that will jump in and out of marriage, been married 3 or 4 times, and at least he said Popeye's chicken. I've seen some of y'all plates pouring corn out the can. He should have said a lot of you American men go to work 12 hours a day and come home and eat a tomato sandwich.
Yeah, and the reason why is because of low self-esteem, right? The feminists say you don't need to cook for a man. The feminists tell women that being a wife is almost like being a slave or servant. And it destroys the dating prospect. It turns women into men, and men get resentful. Like everyone is lonely. Women are dating women, and you know how that works. It's what's going to take us back to normal is the country devolving, becoming having more poverty, more problems. The lower their GDP, the more feminine they become. That's just how it is, right? And it's almost like, is that really what's going to have to happen? I mean, nowadays, let me tell you something. We're not trusting the government no more. After that Trump talk the other day, we know what I'm talking about. We're not trusting the government no more. So I foresee a crisis. And when crises happen, you know what happens to feminism, right? Oh, feminism, draft. Oh, I gotta clean. Like that's what's gonna take us back. So this period that we're living in is not gonna last long. But while we are prosperous, when a country's prosperous, women start to separate themselves from men. Because at the end of the day, they only depend on us because they need us, because of the reality. Once they stop needing us because of the environment, then all of a sudden they become feminists, right? It's just our desire to be a husband and a wife isn't because of our innate goodness. It's simply because you're a product of your environment. The prehistoric chicks back then needed men. And so the women that needed their men got to procreate. The women that didn't need their men didn't get to procreate, right? And so that was wired in. But now we're living in a prosperous time. And so you don't need to need a man, right? But it comes with consequences because humans are not evolutionarily wired for that, Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this.